Andrew was the fastest runner in the village, and he was always late. So no one was surprised on that bright spring morning long ago when they saw him racing through the main street of town towards the little bay below.
Well, we start the story when he's a young man. He's in his late teens, and he's a very funny, talkative guy. He's a little bit of a show-off. He is always cracking jokes, and to a certain extent, he hides a serious part of him, which is beginning to question what life is about and what he can do to make his mark on the world.
John said that God had sent his only son, Jesus, down to earth to remind people that God loved them all, even the lowest of the low. Standing in the market holding a basket still smelling of fish, Andrew was so struck by this, he had to sit down. He wanted to know more. So he chatted to the people in the market who talked so enthusiastically about this holy man, John.
The feeding of the 5,000 is one of the famous and well-known, or used to be one of the most famous and well-known stories of the Bible, and it has somewhat been lost. And it was very interesting to discover that Andrew was there at the feeding of the 5,000.
Andrew and the other disciples knew they had no food, but they were used to doing things for Jesus which at first made no sense. They asked among the people for any food they had to share, but no one seemed to have a crumb to eat. They searched their boat and found nothing. They were scratching their heads and wondering what to do when a little girl tugged on Andrew's shirt. "Do you want these, mister?" she said, holding up a basket twice the size of her head. Inside, he saw 5 loaves and 2 fishes. "Thank you so much," he said softly to the girl, "but that will not be enough."
There was a Pictish king who was about to go into battle with the king of Northumberland. In a dream, Andrew came to him and said that he would support him. And as the battle progressed, they looked up and they saw the white cross of St. Andrew in the sky against a blue background. And they drove on to victory, and they won, and they were vindicated. And when they came later, the Picts came together with the other tribes to form what became modern Scotland. They chose the white cross of St. Andrew, and it became the emblem. So that's the story of how it connects to the saltire and the story of modern Scotland.